Hello everyone, The Nerdy Steve here, and today I will be featuring a mono red best of one deck in Explorer. The deck list is in the description below. I'm just going to talk about the general gameplay and some of the card choices, and then we'll play a couple of games. So, let's go. This deck is very straightforward to anyone who has played Magic basically ever. What you do is you want to kill your opponent as quickly as you possibly can, and everything here does that. So you want to play either Soul-Scar Mage or Ghitu Lavarunner or Kumano turn 1. Then turn 2, you're going to want to maybe Viashino Pyromancer or attack with Soul-Scar Mage or Ghitu Lavarunner to trigger Light Up the Stage or Skewer the Critics. And then turn 3, you can either Chandra or more Lightning, Wizard's Lightning, or Skewer your opponent, and to maybe hopefully kill your opponent very quickly. Obviously, it's not necessarily gonna, always go like that, but the general idea is you want to attack and you also want to deal damage to your opponent and make their life total 0, right? And there really isn't necessarily anything more to this deck than that. One of the things you have to prioritize in the more aggressive mirrors is that some aggressive strategies, they can be maybe a little quicker than you and a little bigger than you, maybe mono green, for example. And so sometimes you have to decide whether you just need to hope to point all of your burn at your opponent's life total, or maybe you can try and double play with fire a creature so you can then attack through. And that's kind of all where a lot of the decisions come from in this type of deck is when do you prioritize dealing damage to the creatures your opponent controls so you can attack, or do you just deal damage to the face? And that is a lot more complicated than a lot of people give credit. A lot of people say mono red is a very not skill intensive deck, and I think it's very straightforward in what the objective is and how you interact with your opponent and what your cards do. But that doesn't mean it's easy to actually decide where you point your burn and when you point your burn, right? So with that, let's play some games and see how it goes. Okay. So here's the type of thing I was talking about where, I mean, it seems somewhat obvious, but I don't know if it is. If we want to Soul-Scar Mage turn 1 or Kumano turn 1, and we do that. Because if we're going to play the mountain first. If we Kumano turn 1, that means next turn our Soul-Scar Mage will enter as a 2/3, which is good. But it then also means we're not attacking, where if maybe next turn, if we Soul-Scar Mage here, then next turn we can Kumano and trigger Light Up the Stage as well. Or double Kumano, so our Ghitu Lavarunner is really big. So I don't know what's right there. I think we want the Soul-Scar Mage out, but that, I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot to think about here. How our first turn is going to inform our second turn and what our plan here is. And we have to worry about a big 5/5 creature. Which is a... We did not want to see a Love-Struck Beast. Alright, a Valky is going to take our Ghitu Lavarunner. Alright, and now we have to figure out what we want to do here. So, This means our Viashino Pyromancer is going to be a 4-3 next turn, which isn't particularly great here because our opponent is probably on fight rigging, if I had to take a guess. Because also it means our next turn we don't have Spectacle for any of this. And maybe we should have Kumano'd and used that to trigger the Spectacle so we could skewer maybe our opponent. Okay. I think that's actually pretty good for us. Alright, that was a really, really good draw, I think. Because we do this, we get to deal 2 damage to our opponent. And then we can skewer the Valky. And attack with our Soul-Scar Mage. And now we have 2/2/2s next turn. If our opponent Lovestruck Beast, right, we still get to deal 5, which not a lot, a little disappointing. A little underwhelming, not particularly where we want to be. Shakedown Heavy does trigger the fight rigging now, so that's bad. Nothing was there, though. Okay. This is interesting. I think I want to go for this play where we stomp our opponent, brings them to 10. We get to light up the stage Spectacle. If we have a untapped red source, so not a Den of the Bugbear, we then get to Ghitu Lavarunner and attack with another 2/2, and I think that might be our best option. We also do get to pump up the Soul-Scar Mage in the meantime. Alright, yeah, I think that's wonderful. Right? Because our opponent can block this and take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and go to 1 life, which is lethal with this stomp. So, barring a Meat Hook Massacre or a Great Henge, which is pretty brutal, actually. So what's under the fight rigging that our opponent didn't do last turn that they could do this turn? Oh, it was a land? Okay. Oh, oh, beautiful. GG. Okay. I like this. We get to Kumano turn 1. And do that. Then we get to Lavarunner is a 2/3. What is our opponent? Are they some type of control deck? We really want... This can be bad if we do not get a land. Also, Unlicensed Hearse randomly interacts with Grim Ghitu Lavarunner in a very bad way for us. So... because he gets to exile our instants from the graveyard, which we do not like at all. I really want to make sure we get a land here. If we can Chandra into plus Spectacle, that's so good. Let's do it again and hope we get a land, please. We did not. I think we need to go again and try and get a land. Alright. So, next turn we can Den of the Bugbear, Viashino Pyromancer, and play with fire, which isn't terrible. It's a lot of damage we're dealing. Wish we didn't have to devote so many resources for all of that, but you know. We're doing this. If our opponent has the Wandering Emperor, we still will kill it with the Pyromancer. So this is an interesting thing. Maybe we can wait till our end step to potentially fire off the play with fire. If our opponent has Wandering Emperor, we can kill it then. If our opponent doesn't do anything, they waste their mana. This might be too cute. It might be too cute. Alright, they have that. Alright, no, alright, I think this is fine. But, like, we could wait. We didn't have to cast our play with fire as soon as possible. We were able to wait a little bit. It maybe could have backfired, but I don't know. If our opponent doesn't do anything with their mana, I don't know. Maybe wrong, but it's definitely was an option to just make our opponent act instead of completely tap out. We're also... Oh, is this Settle the Wreckage? Because we also get to do a lot of damage here. Oh, it is the Wandering Emperor? Okay. Yeah, so I think... And maybe they had that last turn, so I'm glad maybe we didn't use it. I don't know, though. But this is a lot of damage to our opponent.
Done.
Because we get to Chandra. And Spectacle.
Oh, I've never crashed a wedding like this before. You're lucky this is a warning
GG.
shot.
Ugh. I think we need to mulligan this hand. This isn't great, but... We can't go to 5. We get to stomp the Luminarch Aspirant. We're taking 3 here, which is unfortunate. Our opponent is on humans. Which is a lot. Destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. I think we cast the Bonecrusher Giant, right? Our opponent maybe just might be on white-black humans and not Collected Company. No blocks. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures. Alright, let's light up the stage and see what's going on here. Now, what we can do is, we have to be careful, because General Kudro's exile card from graveyard ability can mess up our Ghitu Lavarunner. Alright, so I wanted to do this when we were attacking. Sadly, so I lost out on something there. I won, or in the attack phase before attackers were declared. Gonna go to 4. We don't like going to 4 here because that is exactly lethal from the Dauntless. But now we can do this. Oh, it's not exactly lethal because it's only a 3-2 now. I think we can still keep... We still want to keep one back just in case. Anyway, I should Wizard's Lightning it. GG. Oh. Yeah. This isn't the greatest hand, but... seems... fine-ish? Is it, like, are we supposed to mulligan this hand? I don't think so, right? Okay. Are we supposed to just Wizard's Lightning our opponent? And then hope to draw a Wizard? We can block here because it's not gonna trigger the Dreadhorde Butcher. It doesn't die because Etching of Kumano. If a creature dealt damage by a source you control would die, exile it instead. So Bonecrusher stops it. It doesn't die from Bonecrusher, basically. Our opponent's at... Alright, this is game. Everything worked out, everyone. GG. Did not think that was gonna happen. Alright, Soren Markov. Let's do this. I think I want a bigger Soul-Scar Mage. And this ensures that we get to use the +1/+1 counter, which maybe is good. Also, I really saw that our opponent was Soren Markov and expected a vampire deck, so I feel a little cheated right now. Just a little, though. Lunark Veteran, okay. We can do this. Chandra, dressed to kill. Let's deal 1 damage and make 1 mana, and light up the stage. This is gonna show our opponent what we're doing next turn, but I think this deals a lot of damage this turn, and I think it's a better use of our mana. I think we want to keep the Wizard's Lightning in our hand to have some type of removal. Our opponent doing this is great for us. Having a tapped land here. Let's do that.
Give a toast? I'd love to.
Three damage. Opponent has to block. I mean, I guess doesn't have to. And then Pyromancer. We're still not in the best spot if our opponent does have a Collected Company. So that's not good. Oh, that's probably really good. And now, opponent what can block there? They die. So Lunark Veteran has to block the Soul-Scar Mage. And it will get exiled. Our opponent's at 1. I can't imagine even the best Coco saving them here. Good game. Thank you. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know if it's particularly good. It's not quick because if the Skewer the Critics were Wizard's Lightnings, this turn we could use them both to, you know, really mess up our opponent. But they're skewers, so it's going to take some time. And now we just do as much damage as we can, I think. Our opponent knows our hand. We're literally just Ledger Shredder. So our opponent is probably on Greasefang. Oh, that's wonderful for us. They could still maybe discard Parhelion, but oh, and they missed their land? Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. But that was a do-nothing turn. What the mono-red deck really is really good at is taking advantage of people who stumble a little bit. Our opponent's stumbling a lot with no land here, but that's really one of the benefits of it, is just how consistent it is, right? GG. GG. Thank you for watching me play some Mono Red in Explorer. This deck did kind of exactly what I thought it would do. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't have any really in the videos because these games weren't particularly competitive, but I did not win against Green-White Angels, and I feel like that is going to be a very common thing to happen. Sometimes the Angel deck, just depending on how they draw, if they ever get the 1/4 Angel, or the 1/4 creature that gains 4 life whenever you cast an Angel, if they ever do that, you basically lose on the spot, because it means you're down a couple of cards, and that is just so hard to deal with. So if you expect to face that type of deck in the ladder, and I think it's fairly popular right now, maybe you would want Roiling Vortex in this deck instead, or Rampaging Ferocidon. I know that kind of changes the dynamic of the deck a little bit, maybe you have to change a couple of cards there, but I think that's a very, very common matchup, and I think this deck needs to prepare a little bit for that in best of 1. But even if you do face that deck, you lose in 2 minutes and you can play again, so it's relatively fine. With all of that, thank you for watching, and I hope you at least somewhat enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, you should totally like, comment, and or subscribe. It really helps me out. I stream at twitch.tv/thenerdysteve many days of the week, specifically when it's not so hot out, and it's very hot right now. And yeah, I hope you just are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Bye.